Battlefield 2042's next update is making key improvements. Modern Warfare 2's leaks are getting out of control, even more games are being delayed, and much more on This Week in Gaming. The next update for Battlefield 2042 is fast approaching. While very few official details have been shared, DICE devs have mentioned numerous fixes and improvements on social media. The most significant addition to the game will be the overhauled Kaleidoscope map. It'll feature more cover, more points of interest, and better flow for gameplay. It'll also be more scattered to fit the game's themes better. Update 1.2 is also set to include a new player stats page. According to DICE, player stats have been tracked since launch but will become accessible in the August patch. Update 1.2 is rumored to have numerous balance improvements as well. Nerfs to the stealth helicopter, K-30, and BSVM are included, and one of the community managers confirmed that a fix to the aim assist bug on consoles is coming next month as well. Call of Duty has suffered even more leaks this week. The first leak revealed that several classic villains from the previous titles would be added to Warzone and Vanguard. These villains include Raul Mendez, Gabriel Rourke, Khaled al-Assad, and Seraph. Other leaks suggest Warzone may be rebranded once Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 launch later this year. Code in the game files lists the current version of Warzone as Warzone Legacy, meaning the new game may just be called Warzone after all. According to insider Tom Henderson, Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer reveal will take place in September alongside the open beta launch. That'll give fans the first proper look at the new game, which Activision calls the most advanced Call of Duty title that they've ever published. A report by Bloomberg has detailed Rockstar's long-awaited Grand Theft Auto 6 and its development changes. The report focuses heavily on the studio changes at Rockstar Games and how management encourages a more open-minded attitude with less emphasis on crunch. But it also details their next GTA 6. It'll be the series' first game to feature a playable female protagonist as part of a Bonnie and Clyde duo. The map and game world will be loosely based on Miami and its surrounding areas, though initially it was intended to feature a much larger map. It has been scaled down to make development easier. The writing will apparently follow a more serious tone instead of the typical satire players are used to from previous titles. Based on this report, the game is still years away from shipping, with many analysts expecting it sometime between 2024 and 2026. Another report from Bloomberg has shared that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is in serious trouble and has been delayed indefinitely. The developer, Aspyr Studio, fired the game's art director and design director this month, forcing production to stop. Based on Bloomberg's findings, too much money and time went into developing the game's demo, which meant the final version was way behind in development. Another studio, Saber Interactive, may step in and take over the game's production, but no official word has been shared yet. There's no release date for the remake, but analysts predict that things could be pushed back as far as 2025. This week, Sony revealed their new PlayStation 2 VR headset, and while it was an early hardware version, online reception has been very positive. Users can stream their gameplay to Twitch and YouTube directly from the headset. It'll also have a see-through mode, making it possible to see your surroundings while wearing the headset. The content will be displayed in 4000 by 2024 HDR video with the ability to run at 90Hz or 120Hz refresh rate. A separate cinematic mode will run content in 1920 by 1080 HDR. Sony didn't announce a release date or price for the VR2, but rumors suggest it may ship later this year. In other PlayStation news, a new PS5 beta has introduced many new features to the operating system. Most notably, the PlayStation 5 will support 1440p resolution over HDMI. Sony confirmed that downscaling 4K to 1440p is also an option, providing much cleaner anti-aliasing. This is something fans have been asking for since the console's release. Another new feature is Game List. This will allow players to create groups of games within their game library. You can have up to 15 game lists and 100 games per list. The beta also shows numerous accessibility improvements and social features. The beta doesn't have a release date yet, but will be tested to iron out bugs and issues. Respawn Entertainment officially revealed details about Apex Legends Season 14 this week. It's titled Hunted and is set to launch on the 9th of August. The new season will introduce a new legend called Vantage. They are primarily a ranged character wielding a sniper rifle. The new legend isn't surprising as they showed up in multiple leaks. Back in March, a leaked development build of the game gave players a look at potentially 2 years worth of content yet to come. This includes 9 new legends, new weapons, and a brand new map. Star Citizen's highly anticipated 3.17.2 update has finally gone live. It's increased the player cap per server to 100, adds new reclaimer derelicts with legal and illegal missions, a dynamic event called the Siege of Orison, NPC planetary navigation, dropships onto planetary surfaces, tons of bug fixes, balance changes, and honestly, a whole lot more. And while the content on its own is absolutely fantastic, the increased player count is a huge milestone for Star Citizen. The end goal of this game is for thousands of players to be able to play in pretty much any area of the universe. Until now, the most devs have been able to support with reasonable stability was 50 players per server. Being able to double that player count from one patch to the next is a massive change for the game, changing really the feeling of the universe as you're interacting with players pretty much twice as frequently. The devs have also given us a ballpark release date for server meshing at around the end of the year or early next year, which should increase the player count exponentially as well as adding plenty of new features to the game. Destiny's developer Bungie has announced that they will be scaling back communication with players. The policy change is in response to a viral Reddit post calling out the devs' lack of replies to community concerns. One of the community managers replied to the thread stating that the teams had received multiple death threats from users and that they take those comments very seriously. He continues to say that the reduction in communication isn't that they want to, but is necessary now. Most of the Destiny and gaming community agree with the decision, but there are still plenty of mixed feelings about it. Blizzard's hit free-to-play action RPG Diablo Immortal has amassed over $100 million in player spending revenue after just 2 months. This was also achieved without the Chinese market, as the game has only launched this week in that region. Diablo Immortal is already ranked as the most downloaded game in the Chinese market after 2 days, and is also among the top 3 highest grossing titles. This incredible revenue intake is even more impressive considering all of the controversial backlash the game received at launch, specifically regarding its monetization practices. Before we move on to the final topic of the video, I just wanted to remind you, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any future content and news updates. It's a great way to help support the channel. Krafton's New State Mobile and PUBG Battlegrounds is partnering with Ubisoft for an Assassin's Creed themed event. This will include costumes, bag skins, parachute skins, emotes, and gun charms in PUBG Battlegrounds. While New State Mobile will receive vehicle skins and assassin outfits. Daily login rewards will also be handed out to players that play the game every day, not to mention new story missions for both games. The event will kick off at the end of August and run into September. And that wraps it up for This Week in Gaming. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.